And we're back. It's another one. Another one is in the book.
Yes, sir.
Another one is in the books. Cowboys fall 34-10 to the Texans. I'm your man, T. Drape.
And I am Coach T. And we are I-70 Entertainment, coming straight from the capital city, Columbus, Ohio. What up, Cowboy Nation?
This is the Cowboys show, an OG state of mind. And like I said, this is becoming familiar too much to us. We hopping on here, we're talking about Cowboys defeats, but Cowboys Nation, it is what it is.
5 in a row.
5 of them, man.
Man, we ain't had that in a minute, have we?
No.
5 in a row.
No, this has been terrible.
Winless at the crib.
That's the bad part about it too, man. Where our home has been so sacred, and we've been able to win there, and now we can't do anything but get blown out by there. Over 20-point average every time. And we play in the home, and it started with that Green Bay game, and man, it's just continued.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We're always here to keep a positive outlook on things, be informative. Yeah, try to do our best, Coach. All right, so let's get into it. Cowboy Nation, this is another game where we are without Dak Prescott. Cooper Rush gets the nod after having a terrible game against the Eagles. He comes in against the Texans team who haven't been playing their best football. Not a totally bad team. I think they're still above in their conference, or at least the division. They're doing pretty good. But C.J. Stroud had been struggling a little bit, but it seems like he got back to Pro Bowl form against us. So
we're the get right team.
Yeah, that's the way.
Get right against us.
That's the way, unfortunately, that is working out. When you take a look at this game in the first half, at least, Cowboys really didn't get anything going to late in the half. We hit Turpin on that long 64-yard touchdown.
Right.
Looked promising there, and we went back down, I think, the next play and got a field goal. I mean, next series, and got a field goal out of it. So I thought things were starting to look positive. Cooper Rush was starting to seem like he was starting to find a little bit of rhythm. We struggled running the ball. Defensively, it just was a struggle, Coach. You know, we played good at some points defensively, but we were always breaking. It seemed like the screenplay was really big for them in that first half, and Nixon just ran crazy on us. I'd like to get your thoughts on that.
I mean, of course,
on that first half and what you thought we played like.
Well, the first half, it was not that bad, man. I mean, when you think about it, we did give up the touchdown. We really gave up 2 touchdowns that first drive.
Oh, the first play of the game.
First play of the game, yeah, that was bad. To Nico Collins, but we come down, we give up the score, but then we, on our first possession from the 33-yard line, we do another freaking fake punt. That's what we are now, man.
Yeah, it is.
And I mean,
unfortunately,
and they got the ball in great position, field position, and we got the pick. So we got the ball right back.
Right.
But then what do? We throw one. We give it right back, and they score off of that.
Right.
And so, I mean, it wasn't that bad in the first half. We were down 17-10.
Yeah.
And then second half we give up an offensive touchdown, a fumble, and then my guy Guyton said, I gave up the strip, so I'm finna get this back. I'm finna get the touchdown.
So he ain't learned nothing from what Steele did the week before. So
goodness, man. Yeah, and we give up a touchdown that way. So I mean it's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah, it is getting to the point where it's hard to watch it. You're just coming out, you're always hoping for the best, but things just, it's just, to me, it's like it's a sign of the things of this football team. We're just not a good football team. I mean, if we have anything that's positive, then we had a chance before the half to get 3 more extra points to make it 17-13. And our kicker, who's been one of the best players and the bright spots for us, he just, plants his foot wrong and the kick goes far right. So, we just can't get right. And
no, not my bad to cut you off, but let's not forget we took points off the board. We got the penalty and on the field goal, and we took points off the board thinking we could get the touchdown, and we got it deep in their territory. We could have kicked another field goal and have some, get right before we go in the half, and we go for it on 4th down and don't convert.
There it is. Yeah, it's just Like they say, shit rolls downhill. It's just like everything's been rolling downhill for us. It just hasn't been our year, from the injuries. I mean, we've got even more injuries with guys banged up from this game. We lose our tight end, Ferguson, and Spanford did come in and play good. He had some good plays for us, but it's just a total, as far as everything, the way that things are going, it's just been a total debacle for our team this year, and it doesn't seem like it's getting any better for us.
No, not at all. And we lost Zach Martin. Don't know about how long he's going to be out.
Yeah, I think he's
game.
Questionable for this week, but I think they're pretty much saying he's not going to play this week.
Right. But I mean, it all comes down to, and when you look at the whole season, third quarter.
Yeah, third quarter has just been miserable for us.
I mean, say from 3 games, we've been in the game. It's been 1 possession games at halftime, and then the third quarter comes. In the third quarter, we've been outscored 85-22.
Wow.
And listen to this, 40-6 at the crib.
Yeah, that's bad.
6 points in 5 games in the third quarter at the crib.
It's bad, man. I mean, everywhere you look at our stats and stuff, it's just not good. I was just looking at the Cowboys allowing 38.3 points per game at home in 2024. We almost given up a 40 burger. You know what I mean? A 40 piece. I mean, every time that we roll out, man, at home, we have such a good fan base, and following that, I just feel bad for, the Cowboy Nation. But it is what it is, Cowboy Nation. And, thing I want to talk about, because, the game, it's not a lot there to dive into. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with us, our offense. We can't get anything going. We can't run the ball. Cooper Rush, how many times did he throw it, Coach? You were telling me yesterday.
55 times.
And how many yards did we have off those 55?
How many did he throw for?
Yeah. What was his numbers? He was, 3?
He threw for 354.
1 pick, 1 TD?
Yes, sir. 5 sacks.
Putting that ball up a lot, man. We're putting that ball up a lot. And if you look at it, I mean, if you really just were watching that game, like, it just – Cooper Rush, he got in a little bit of a rhythm there, but it's just not happening. And I look at it, and I know with the pressure that's coming, you can't find all of your receivers, and you may not be able to get all the way through your progressions. But when you look at it, like, man, there was some opportunities there that we had. We just couldn't make it happen, man. It's just things are just not there. And then I was looking at some of the running plays, and sometimes there was holes there. We just didn't sometimes hit it, or we didn't hit the crease, and it's just not working out. Which brings me to our next thing. Hey, what are we really doing as an organization? And I know it's puzzling. We talk about this from week to week with Jerry and our ownership, but Jerry comes out and says that he don't want to try anything different. We have to try something different. You know what I mean? I know at this point, he's supposed to stay positive and say that we're not going to tank, but at this point, man, I'm all in for this Trey Lance, man.
Why did we give up the 4th round pick for him? And how many years does he have left on his rookie contract?
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like buying a new car and then you don't even want to test drive it.
Right. So what are we doing? What are we doing with him? I mean, is he just going to walk? We spend a 4th round pick on him just for him to walk.
Right.
We don't even know what we got. Maybe he can come out, show out. Maybe we can trade him to somebody.
Right. And in the game of football, you think a 4th round pick, man, a 4th round pick is vital.
That's vital.
It's vital. And to give that away and then not see what you have or not give him an opportunity, my question is, Coach, what are we playing for? Like you said, we're going to win 10 games. We're going to run the table with what we doing. Right. And we giving up almost 40 points a game in your own building.
Right, yeah, and we got, I think, 4 more home games. So
it used to be a good thing. Now it's a bad thing.
Right, we're not doing that, and I don't think Jerry values 4th round picks because we gave up one this year. Right, next year's 4th round for Mingo, and did he play? Did he play last week?
Yeah, he was out there, but you didn't get any production out of it.
I mean,
he didn't get anything out of it.
He had 4 targets. No receptions.
Yeah, no return on that investment. So far. So
what are we? Like you said, what are we doing? And I don't understand. And going back to the last game, real quick.
Yep.
This has been an issue all year. We can't score. We had 388 total yards
and not scoring,
and we couldn't punch it. We couldn't get a field goal in the second half.
Right.
That's the second game in a row. We could not get a field goal. So
nothing in the second half. on the board.
What type of adjustments are we? What are we talking about at halftime? I mean, that we cannot march the ball down the field. And like I said, in the third quarter, we've scored a total of 22 points in 10 games.
Right. Third quarters, like you said, Coach, you brought that out, man. It's been really, just treacherous for us in these third quarters. And the third quarter is generally where most good teams come out, and that's when they put the foot on the gas, because
that's the game. It's the new game now.
You've seen it. The guys from upstairs coming down with this is what we see, boop-de-boop. We can hit this, and every other team comes out and they adjust.
And they smack us in the mouth, man. That's coaching.
Yeah, for sure.
That's coaching. It has to be after 10 games, and it's still the same thing. We still cannot do anything. And the first game is the only game that we scored a touchdown in the third quarter.
Yep.
Against Cleveland. That's the only time we've scored 7 points.
Yeah, we're not getting it done.
Don't understand.
Yeah, we don't. And at this point, I think we just have to start, as a fan base, just for our own sanity, we got to start looking forward into what we can do as far as the players that we currently have on this roster, who's going to be with us next year. The coaching, that'll shake out. We'll see how that works. But we just got to start, as fans, start looking towards, the future. We've got some good players that have kind of, stepped up with like Overshawn, who's showing that he can be a good player. Marshawn Nealon, I think he's going to be coming back. He showed signs early in the season that he was going to be a good player. So there's some positive players on this roster from our draft picks and these young guys that are maturing. But, we had to run out there with Butler at corner. That was
tough.
That was tough watching that, man. Because, and then, in our defensive scheme, I guess that the way we played, we had him in man a lot. And Tank Dell just was running across the field open on crossing routes, and he 2 and 3 yards behind him.
Right.
And then the other thing is, I was looking at some stats about our receivers again, man. Our receivers, are the worst in the league at getting separation. And so you couple that with a bad offense and play calling, and you got guys who are not the best at being able to get free. You're not doing anything to help them get free.
Yeah, that's it.
You getting smoked, and you know why you're not winning. You know what I'm saying? Or you wonder why you're not winning. It's just the little things. But
it's disappointing because we got one of the better tight ends, and he's catching the ball. What's the average, 3 yards?
Yeah,
and he has to make something happen from there.
Yeah, I'm not precise on how many yards it is, but it can't be more. I can't be more than 5 yards.
Where is he trying to stretch the defense? Where is he in the middle of the field?
Right.
I've not seen it, man.
Yeah, it's not. And then I think that the coaching staff, the offensive coaches, have gotten to the point where they don't believe that they can even have time to throw the ball down the field. And that's what this offense is based upon. Mike McCarthy's offense, or even when Kellen Moore was there with Mike as the head coach, that offense was explosive and it was downfield plays. And now, man, we run so many quick screens and
comebacks.
Yeah, quick oh my God, we killed a comeback. But those routes that we run, man, they're just not happening. And then you got teams like Cooper Rush. I think he had a stat on it. He hasn't hit any passes over 20 yards, man. I think he's hit like 2 out of 20-something passes that he's attempted for over 20 yards. So we're not – defense are stacking the box against us. You know what I'm saying? The offensive line isn't blocking well, especially the right side of that offensive line with Zach Martin and Terrence Steele. Oh, my God, you can't get anything going on that side.
It's tough.
And Guyton is still struggling. Like I said, man, 73 is the only one that I see from that offensive line that's really doing something. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But in this situation, I just like to see us go ahead, man, and let Trey Lance get on out there, and just let him do what he can do, and let's see what we got with that piece, man. Mm-hmm. Let's see what we got with that piece, and then from here on out, we just have to understand we're not even really playing right now to win. I know that's that's counterintuitive of why you play the game. But you know what I'm saying? You got to start thinking about next year, man. There's some pieces out there that you can get maybe to put on this football team that can help us moving forward.
But the man in charge doesn't see it that way. The man in charge says he wants Cooper Rush to continue to be the starting quarterback because he gives us the best chance to win. So guess who's going to start? Cooper Rush. Yeah. And that's why some of these coaches might not want to come come to Dallas because they're not given the keys really.
Right.
You know,
right.
they're to do what they think they have to do to get the most out of the team.
Yeah, yeah. You're exactly right, Coach. And then just clarification on those stats on Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush has completed only 4 of his 20 attempts, so 20%, over 10 yards.
You said 10 yards. It was 20.
I thought it was 20. It's 10 yards, man. So we out there, man. We
said over 10 yards.
10 yards, man. This is what we do.
Oh my
and Jerry comes out and says, with you know what I'm saying, with a straight face, he gives us the best chance to win. To win what? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like I don't understand why you don't go out there and go ahead and play Trey Lance.
Well, he's trying to save face, man. He thinks that, like you said, Cooper can put us on a 7-game winning streak to end the season. We can finish off 10-7, so he can save face with that all in and we're good and all this that he was saying in the preseason.
Yeah,
you know, but he's got to take the criticism. But the thing is, it don't matter. He's not going to change anything. He's still going to run the team. He's still going to run the team with nepotism, having his children right there doing, you know, and doing all the major work in the front office.
It is what it is.
Exact. So
it is what it is, there, man.
Frustrating.
Yeah, it is. So we take a look to this game that we got coming up next. We got Washington coming into the building. Young quarterback who's playing phenomenal. You got a coach in Dan Quinn who's got his guys believing. And this is a big game. You know, it's nothing more that he wants to do and then to break our necks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, another coach wants to come in here and tear our face off, just like Dan Campbell wanted to tear our face off and embarrass us. Yeah, your boy Dan Quinn, he wants to do the same thing. But we're playing at Washington.
Maybe that'll work out better since we ain't at home.
And
that's the only 3 wins are on the road.
That's bad.
Right.
And we got Deron Bland is supposed to be playing. Jordan Lewis is supposed to be playing. We'll see about Trayvon Diggs. We could have our starting group of corners in there. But 24, Izzy has been playing. He's been playing well. He gave up a big one last game, but other than that, he's been playing pretty well. He was solid. He was solid in that slot last game, man.
Yeah, I saw Jerry on 105.3 The Fan say Bland, like, unless something happens here in the next couple of days, you can look to see him out there. Like, I will wait till kickoff to believe that.
Right.
But Cowboys Nation, this is where we're at, and hold on. You know what I mean? Let's just, you know what I mean, hope that we just finished the season, you know what I mean, trying to get some of these younger players. Look for the younger players. Look to see where we can get some progress. We can get some good signs from them guys. But right now, I'm in the mode of, like, you know, let's get a good draft spot and let's build from there, because this year, 2024 season, is just not happening for the Cowboys. And we just want to be real with you. Coach, what you got for us, Coach? Anything else? Any notes over there? Anything else you want to share with the Cowboy Nation?
Nah, man. I mean, we in this together, man. It is what it is. Like Drake was saying earlier, it is what it is. We're fans. We locked in, and so we're going to continue to be fans. But we're not to the point where we can't be critical, and we have to be critical.
Right.
We got to be critical of the whole organization, and that starts at the top with that guy who's been the general manager for over 30 years. He's been a general manager the time he's been an owner. Mm-hmm. And him running his business, yes, we're making money, but the goal is to win championships. And I would think that him as a businessman, he would make changes if we weren't reaching our goal, if he wasn't reaching their goal in his business. So now he's running this organization, but he doesn't want to make changes because he is so freaking egotistical that he wants to be the reason. He wants people to say, oh, he did a great job. Instead of, man, let me sit back. Let me give this guy the full autonomy, handle your business.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I've done it all these years. Let's see if somebody else can do it and maybe do it better.
Yeah. I think that's why, you know, you're hearing all the talk now on the talk shows and everything about Deion Sanders prime time possibly coming, or why we don't want to get. I don't think Deion would want to come, because Jerry would probably look at it like, well, Deion comes in here. He's going to be the focus and the attention. He's going to be bigger than me. Can't have nobody bigger than me. So that's probably why you won't even see a guy like that come in there. Besides Deion saying, man, I don't want to go in there and deal with that mess. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I would love to see a guy like that, you know what I'm saying, come in, you know what I mean, and get that opportunity, you know, one of our ex-players, you know, come in and be able to lead us. But I don't think it will happen.
No, sir.
I don't think it will happen. And another thing, Michael Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, and you know, this podcast show and thing like that. I would like to see whoever comes in next year kind of be like, look, man, for 17 weeks, I don't want to hear about no podcast show. You know what I mean? And the simple fact is, well, these players, they've got this time. You can't tell them what they. I just would ask the guy, man, what's more important to you, your talk show or winning? You know what I'm saying? Your podcast or winning? Because if it's about winning, let's put that to the side and let's focus on football. Everything, let's just be about winning football and locked in. So I just, you know what I'm saying, you know, you get on there and these guys talking about how good they thought they played and they're a good football team, and nobody wants to hear that because you're the only ones that are believing that.
You are what your record says you are.
That's exactly where I was going, Coach. You know what I mean? If that's the case, then the evidence would be laid out between them 100 yards out there on that field, and that's not what's happening. So that's just something, you know, something I'm griping about with these players. But I know it's a different era. You know what I mean, with these young guys now. But, you know, I would just like to see somebody come in. Let's lock this thing down. Because the culture has got to change, and we have got to become a more disciplined football team.
Yes.
You know, the penalties and all that stuff. Go ahead, babe. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I'm sorry to cut you out, but you will not see, you did not see, or you would not see a Bill Parcells, a Bill Belichick. I don't know about Andy Reid, but I don't think so.
You don't hear about a lot of stuff over there, man. Them guys have seemed like they focused in, man, about winning football championships.
Absolutely.
You can do all that stuff, man, when your career is over or in the off season.
Right. Win a chip first. Win a defensive MVP first. I mean, do something, you know. I mean, he's a great player, no doubt about it. But like you said, you got to be locked in. Yep. And I mean, look, if we have on a losing streak like this, hey man, Bleacher Report, I can do it.
Right.
You know, we got to figure this thing out. I cannot do it right now.
Right.
You know, and that's all it takes. But you know,
that's
it's just like
bigger than these guys' brand, man.
Yeah,
and Jerry too, the same way.
That's
so
what
they follow their guy up top, their leader, man. Nothing's bigger than his brand.
That's
man.
it. This the brand.
The bottom line. The bottom line. It is what it is, Cowboy fans. We ain't gonna keep you long, Coach. Go ahead and give us your parting shots, man. We're gonna get out of here.
Before I forget, it's a special day. My pops would have been 86 today. Happy heavenly birthday to my guy,
yeah, Joe Taylor.
Yeah, man. And but back to the Cowboys. You know, we got a chance. We're on the road. We do have a chance. We got some guys coming back, like you said, Neely and Bland. We got some guys coming back. We'll see.
You know, it seemed like something got to break for us. I mean, you would think we would just have one breakout game. It ain't happened yet. So maybe maybe against our rival, the Washington Commanders. You know, I wanted to say the whole name, but the Washington Commanders. Hopefully that this will be the week for us.
Yeah, we need it.
Cowboy Nation, nothing but love.
One love always.
As always, too. Shout out to Dayton.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Columbus, all of our families.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back at you next week.
Peace.
One.